Hi everyone, this is Karen Rahill, the principal at DeSales. Thank you for joining us for our virtual information session. We are going to each be taking turns. All the teachers will be presenting a little bit about their program, and we thank you for tuning in to join us. Our first speaker will be Mrs. Badura. She's going to talk to you about what your sixth graders are doing this year in STREAM and ethics.
Hi, I'm Katie Badura, and I'm the school counselor and ethics and STREAM teacher. And so this year in ethics, what we really concentrate on is a comprehensive developmental curriculum based on the American School Counselor Association and New York State standards. And we focus on letting sixth graders know and understand how to be successful in middle school. So we cover things like learning styles, study skills, organizing their lockers, carrying their backpacks, not taking too much stuff with them to and from school, learning how to manage their time and making school a priority. We also work on things like goal setting, developing career awareness, and working on how to take tests. We have worked extensively on study skills so far this year, and we'll be covering bullying and cyberbullying near Christmas time. And then in STREAM, we are working on inventions and innovations from the thought process of an idea all the way to the physical model of creating their own invention. And so all of their work is put onto Seesaw. And if you have any questions, feel free to call or email me.
Thank you, Mrs. Badura. Next up is Mrs. Palumbo, who is teaching sixth grade earth science. Mrs. Palumbo, please share some information for our parents about what your students are up to this year.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Palumbo, science teacher for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade and for the regions. For 6th grade this year, we study rocks and minerals, weathering, erosion. We do some work on volcanoes, earthquakes, weather, and a little bit about space and the moon and the planets. Important things to remember. For them is getting the assignments in on time. If there are any questions that you have about the assignments or your child has about the assignments, it's best to send me an email. Some people have been putting questions in the comments section in the Seesaw, and I won't see them until I start opening up the assignments to grade them. So it's best, if you want a prompt answer, to email me. You can also message me through my website, and there's a link to that on the school site. So yeah, I'm going to stress with the sixth graders being organized. They should have a spiral notebook for science, and they should also have a binder or a folder to put their papers in. And we will try to get them organized, and that will help a lot. As with the other subjects, I believe everyone is pretty much consistently putting the assignments on Seesaw. If you have a totally remote student, their assignments will be on Seesaw each day. And that's about it for sixth grade science.
Thanks, Mrs. Palumbo. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Mrs. McCabe, our art teacher. Mrs. McCabe.
Hi, I'm Mrs. McCabe, the art teacher. In sixth grade, we explore a lot of different processes, mediums, and artists. We move from 2D work to 3D work and spend a lot of time really exploring the elements and principles of art and building upon what we've done in 4th and 5th grade, moving into the middle school art curriculum. If you have a fully remote student, I'll connect with them monthly to keep them on pace with the students and the projects working in the class. We'll meet on Zoom so I can connect with them face-to-face as well. Grading and expectations for art, in-person or remote, the students' experience in art is weighted heavily on the ownership they take in the effort and their attitude and behavior during art class and using their time wisely. There's always enough time during art class to get your work done. So there's no reason that everyone doesn't have a great grade in art class. I also give them a participation grade. They get graded out of 4 points each day, and most students end up doing really well with that. So thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. McCabe. Now for English, we have two teachers, Mrs. Amanda Selesky and Miss Becca Blackley are sharing the duties for 6th grade ELA. So first, Mrs. Selesky will be talking about her homeroom or her ELA classroom. Thanks, Mrs. Selesky.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Selesky. I teach one of the sections of 6th grade English Language Arts. This is my 4th year at DeSales. The ELA curriculum focuses on reading, writing, listening, and speaking, and everything that we do addresses one of those standards. I want them to have a strong foundation to be able to become effective communicators in both writing and speaking, because these are the skills they'll carry with them to high school and then on to college. The 6th graders are given the chance to read some great pieces of literature. They just finished reading Freak the Mighty, and then we are leading into a poetry unit. They're going to read The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and then we'll wrap up the year with The Lightning Thief. With regard to my specific coursework, you can see all of these things on Seesaw. I post the daily assignments on there. And if we did go to a distance learning situation, this would be the platform the students would use to receive assignments and submit assignments. I look forward to watching your children grow and learn, whether we're in school or distance learning. So thank you for the opportunity to be part of your child's education.
Thank you, Ms. Selesky. And Ms. Blackley, if there's anything you want to add to what Mrs. Selesky said about the 6th grade ELA curriculum?
Hi, I'm Becca Blackley, and in 6th grade, we've been working on the exact same things that Ms. Selesky has been mentioning. I have also been stressing effort, because I noticed in the beginning of the year that that wasn't really there. And now as they're putting in more effort, their writing is really expanding and taking on new amazing forms. So with your student at home, I would really talk about expectations with effort. And also my Seesaw page is up. If they are either absent or if they go remote, they can find the information there. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always email me. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ms. Blackley. Okay, next up, we are going to Mr. Schuster, who teaches our religion classes at the middle school level. Mr. Schuster, thanks so much.
Hello, and I'm Paul W. Schuster. I have the blessing of covering the 6th grade religion, and I'm so excited. These are incredible kids, and they are just anxious to learn. Our primary subject this year is Old Testament, but if you've been following along, you'll know that we've taken a break to study the Mass in depth. But we also spend a great deal of time answering their questions and concerns. And they're working hard, and their questions are incredible. If there's anything I can ever do, you just contact me. Everything I do is on Seesaw. Their assignments will show up on Seesaw, and also under the announcements, all the class notes will be there. So if a student misses a class or is totally remote, they are getting the same notes as what I'm giving in class. The only thing I miss is they need to contact me with their questions, and I'll answer them the best I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schuster. All right, now we move to social studies with Mrs. Lori Asher. Mrs. Asher, please share with us your curriculum and expectations.
Hello, grade 6 parents. It's me, Mrs. Asher. I teach world history and technology to your child. I'm so happy we were able to start off the school year meeting 5 days a week. I think this was very helpful with the 6th grade adjusting to middle school. This year, my goal is to really help them with following directions, learning how to take notes, recognizing due dates, learning to approach me or another teacher with questions, and helping them with independence and responsibility. If there's ever any questions on daily assignments, schedule for the week, test dates, and notes, please use Seesaw. I post my week's work every Sunday night. There's always work each day. Seesaw is a great tool to access for all my information. And you can also email me with any questions at any time. It's also important to access eSchool to identify your child's grades and make you aware of missing assignments. Seesaw is even beneficial to to students at home and students and when your student is out. My world history class covers very early ancient periods from the first humans to world religions, Egypt, Rome, and Greece, and even medieval times. We will read historical stories, identify maps, geographic features, and learning to write essays with facts that support questions. We try to get them to be creative and learn through different aspects of projects, and I hope to reach all different types of learners with many different types of assessments. And moving on to technology, we only meet once a week. Because of this, much work takes longer than projected. Many of our sixth graders are at different levels as far as being tech savvy. So we are being patient and going very slowly. The sixth graders will be using different types of technology and different tools to help perform different types of tasks. This is a semester grade that will be seen on a semester report cards. I've enjoyed getting to know your children, and we're having fun while we are learning. Here's to a more continued success in this school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Asher. All right, now we're going to move up to the third floor where we can find our PE and health teacher, Mrs. Connie Hornquist.
Everyone, I'm Mrs. Hornquist. I'm your child's physical education teacher. My normal curriculum that I would teach this year has completely been revamped and looks totally different with all the guidelines that we have in place from New York State. Normally, I would say that we'd be working on different sports and a wide variety of skills and applications to a variety of activities, but they've had to be altered this year due to the guidelines, like I mentioned. And although my plans have changed and I've had to adapt the teaching, my expectations still remain the same for your child. The grades for physical education for students in the middle school are not based off of your child's talents or deficits. They're rather, I take a look at the bigger picture and I base the grade off of 4 components. Is your child prepared for PE? Like, do they have proper shoes and not the Crocs? Are they following directions and staying on task? Are they participating to their fullest potential? And do they demonstrate good sportsmanship, which is a huge quality for me in my classroom. They can earn 4 points for each category, totaling a possibility of 16 points for the class. I mentioned how this year my plans have changed. How that looks is what I'm currently focusing on is taking the kids outside as much as possible. And our temperature cutoff is 20 degrees real feel. So until then, I'm enjoying the outdoors with them. We've been going on walks. We've been doing a lot of stuff on the field that's next to the school. There's no sharing of equipment with our hands, and whatever is being used, I'm sanitizing between classes to make sure that your child is staying safe. And students are also hand sanitizing upon entering and leaving the gym. And if we're inside, I have them spaced out 12 feet apart. So that's our guideline for moving and our social distancing. Remote students in PE should be in a class on Seesaw, where I've been posting assignments on there with follow-up questions to ensure that they're completing the activity. And the month of November is a little different. I have a daily challenge for them to do, giving thanks and doing planks. So you'll see that activity in there, and just make sure that they're logging on to Seesaw, just like all the others have mentioned. And that's my platform that I'll be using as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Hornquist. It was a big challenge to try to make sure that we could have the kids still get their PE and physical fitness while maintaining all the COVID guidelines. So we really appreciate all that Mrs. Hornquist has done to enable that to happen. So thank you. And now we're going to move to Mrs. Magan, our Spanish teacher for grade 6.
Hi, I'm Cristina Magan. I am a new teacher here in the sales. I'm very happy. So that's how we work in Spanish. We work like writing, speaking, listening, and reading. They're the 4 areas. And then we work on Seesaw, Rockalingua every now and then, depending on the topic. And we have papers. Yeah, and that will be on Seesaw. Then from now onwards, even though we might not be using everyday Seesaw, all the assignments are going to be on Seesaw. Then the parents can log in and can follow up what the students are doing. I expect the students like doing the homework on time, because they have time in class if they use the time wisely, and if not, like they need to finish it. But we are working on that, on kind of organizing ourselves and being able to handling things when it's time to do it. Like a few things we're working at the beginning now is like introducing themselves in Spanish, being able to ask answers, to ask and give answers, and then colors, basic things that they learned years ago, but you know, they need like a refresher. Very important thing is like they need to come to school every day with their iPad fully charged. So what's happening is like the first periods, some of them didn't charge it at home, and then they cannot follow the class because they have no battery at all. So I think it's very important that the iPad is fully charged, and if not, the other option would be leave the iPad here in the class and charge it overnight. And that's it. I'm here. My email is on the website. I've talked to most of you already on the phone or via email. So if there's any concern or any question, I'm here to help you.
All right. Thanks, Mrs. McGann. And our final teacher to speak for the grade 6 curriculum is Mrs. Sarah Becker, our 6th grade math teacher.
Hello, I am Sarah Becker. I teach 5th and 6th grade math, as well as grades 3 through 8 AIS math. So for grade 6 math, we use the Engage New York curriculum, and that follows the New York Common Core standards. Students have green workbooks that they use every day in class. These workbooks each contain 2 modules. Students are expected to bring their workbooks, fully charged iPads, and headphones to class every day. It's very important that they have headphones. Due to the circumstances this year, I am teaching through a flipped classroom style. So I am recording my lessons, and students are watching the lecture part of the class as a video in class. And then during the videos, I give prompts about trying problems on their own, and then they can come back to the video to check their work. After watching the lecture, they then answer questions on their iPad on their own. I am in the classroom, and I'm available if any student has a question. I can go through the examples again or do problems with the students in class, and they can ask me any questions they want. Anyone who's learning online can always send me an email with any questions that they have. Students are also able to pause the video, and they can rewind if they need to, so they can try the work on their own, fast forward to check their work, and then they can then re-watch the lessons to help with homework or to study for a test if they ever need to do that. If any students are sick or at home waiting for a COVID test, they can access the lessons at home as well, and they can complete the assignment just like they would at school. So that means when they come back to school, they are not behind at all. Students who are in person or learning from home access lessons through the Seesaw app. This can be found on their iPad, or it is a website that can be accessed through the computer. And then in 6th grade, we do have double periods of math this year. So we have math Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for 2 periods. They will generally have homework on each of those nights. I do not accept any late homework because I do post the answers to the homework on Seesaw. In addition to daily homework, I also assign some IXL assignments every week. I assign the IXL on Monday, and it is due before school on the next Monday. IXL is also an app that's on their iPad, or it's a website on the internet. I update grades regularly, so please make sure to check the parent portal and let me know if you see anything that concerns you. The best way to contact me is definitely through my email. And then finally, if you have not done so already, please take a look at my school website. I have helpful links for parents, as well as tip sheets and newsletters for each topic that's in the module. These can be helpful for student homework or for studying for future tests. I also have a link to the online student workbook, so if students forget their workbook at school, they can find the homework questions there. Please let me know if you ever have any questions or concerns. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much, Mrs. Becker, and thanks, teachers. Parents, just one thing I wanted to echo that the teacher said. Almost every teacher mentioned the app Seesaw. And as parents, you can also have access to what your students are doing on Seesaw. So just like with the, I'm gonna make myself a spotlight here. Just like with eSchool, you can also have access to Seesaw and see what work your child has done, what assignments they have. So if you're not currently a participant in Seesaw and you would like to have that access, please email me and I will make sure that I put your email address in there for the parent contact. Some of you are automatically in there from if you're last year, if your child's teacher used it last year. But if you're not currently getting access to Seesaw and you would like it, please reach out to me. And as all the teachers said, we're here to help your child be successful. So please, anytime you have any questions or concerns, you can contact me or contact your child's teacher. We look forward to hearing from you. So I hope you enjoyed our virtual information session and I hope we can meet in person very soon. Take care.